So this is Jeremy, and he's going to spend the next half hour dating several moms of men he might be interested in.
I'm into guys who are hot.
And it's all pretty much like an experiment to see whether or not, you know, the date with someone's mom is a good indication whether or not you would like them. Yeah, that still doesn't make sense.
Time to date these mothers and find me a lover.
Time to date these mothers and find me a lover. I did notice throughout watching the entire show that for some reason, this man sounds like he learned the English language 4 hours ago.
This is gonna be stellar. Bring on mom number one.
He is from California. Like, there's no reason for him to sound like this, but something's going on with him. We don't know what, but something is up. I also learned another fun fact after actually watching the entire show. This whole thing launched in 2004 on MTV, which means that in like the big 2026, it's no longer available on any streaming service. But one of the sisters of one of the contestants on this show, like who's appearing in the episode, one of their sisters, called Bridget. Bridget posted the entire episode on her YouTube channel a couple of years ago. And she also recorded this on her own screen. Like, this is a screen recording from Bridget's TV in 2004. Mind you that this man, Jeremy, is currently like 55 years old, watching back how he went on a dating show 22 years ago. That has to hurt. Which might be the most painful thing anyone could ever go through. Because pretty much anyone, if they're interested enough, could find this episode on YouTube and watch it. Me. I'm anyone. I don't know why, but the first guy who wants to date Jeremy sticks out his tongue every single chance he gets. Please stop. So this is Josh and his mom Diana, and they are convinced that Jeremy is going to pick them to go on a date because they're freaky. That's why. Because they're freaks.
We're gonna win because we're freaky.
This man called his mom freaky on national television. You're sick. You're sick. That's a sick individual right there. You and your mom are freaky? Like both of you at the same time? Together? I have questions, but I don't think I want to actually ask any of them. His mom is also dying on the inside as they record this entire episode. Like every single scene, his mom just looks like she's in pain. Rightfully so. I mean, screw his mom. Even I'm dying on the inside watching this. Also, don't say that too loud around that family because screw your mom in that household. It's gonna go wrong. Josh might actually do it.
I hope these other moms are ready to get spanked.
All right.
Why did he spank his own mother? Huh? Why did he do that? Why did he spank his very own mother? You came out of that person. You can't be doing that. There's something we don't know about this household. There's something we don't know. I don't know if we want to know.
My ass hurts.
I bet it does, Diana. I bet it does. He wasn't even holding back either when he spanked his own mother. Like, he cocked that back on you. Like, I gotta pick my words better. I can't be saying this stuff. I am so sorry. I do have to say though that Jeremy was very fashion forward because having long sleeves under your short sleeve is a massive thing nowadays. Like, I do this every second day. We do as a culture kind of owe Jeremy a certain amount of grace. But also the fact that him and I now have something in common because of this, I'm not sure how I feel about that. And I might stop. I might completely stop. I'm wearing only short sleeves or only long sleeves. I'm no longer combining anything. So Josh and his mom are talking about how many partners he's had in the past. You know, just in case Jeremy asks about that to his mom. It's because it's not like MTV made him ask whether or not she knows how many sexual partners her son has had, right? Because why would they make him ask that? That makes no sense. But yeah, Josh's answer to that question is infinity.
What if he asked me how many sexual partners you've had?
Infinity doesn't even begin to describe it.
He has smashed an infinite amount of men on Earth. He's the new age Genghis Khan. Honestly, that's what I call him in my household.
Infinity doesn't even begin to describe it.
You know what? I said that wrong. After watching the footage again, he even says that infinity wouldn't describe it, which means it's like infinity plus 1. You know, as a kid when you used to play that game of like numbers of like, ooh, I can do 1,000 and I can do 1,001, and then someone says I can do infinity, and then someone breaks out, I can do infinity plus 1. He's been around the block, you know, like he's walked that block. He's ran that block.
Walked around the block, have you? Okay.
Walked, run, bent, twist, name it.
All right, okay.
Village bicycle, everyone's had a ride.
He drove around that block a couple of times. Infinite amount of times, you could say. I do think that she actually herself also regrets ever bringing any of this up, because as I said, I don't think she ever wanted to know any of this, but MTV had a gun pointed to her head and made her ask these questions.
Do you want me to talk about the bondage a little bit? Do you?
Well, why not?
Whether she should talk to her date about bondage. Please never ever talk to anyone's mom about bondage. Don't do that. Never in life do that, okay? Please don't. Diana also for some reason doesn't wear shoes, like not at home. At home that's fine. I'm raw dogging my feet as we speak. She leaves the home without shoes.
Nice to meet you. So where are we going?
I'm really into vintage cars, so we're going to a car hop.
Oh, a car hop. Okay, sounds good. I'm ready to go.
Also, the idea of taking someone's mom vintage car shopping just because you like cars is hilarious to me. What would ever make you think that she's into that at all? Mind you, I really like basketball. If I took my girlfriend to an NBA store on our first date, I would not be in this apartment right now, okay? I would be in a dorm with 7 other dudes sharing rent. That would not have worked out. So Jeremy introduces Diana to his favorite car model, which he calls Gloria, because the car was made in 1969.
So this is Gloria. She's a 69. It's my favorite year.
Sick. I'm not surprised.
He disgusts me. And MTV challenges them into a humiliation ritual because they make them swing dance in front of the store.
Come on, there you go, there you go.
So do your feet hurt at all from this?
MTV, you need to be stopped. Yes, I did get food in between this recording. Don't ask too many questions. But fast forward, and Jeremy wants to know a bit more about Josh. And once his mom starts like describing him, it becomes so hard to imagine the two of them together.
Tell me what I should know about Josh.
He likes to go dancing, do a little bondage. He's got a shirt that I refer to as just a couple of headbands, really.
Because on one hand, you have this very cute guy who is a bit wholesome. He just learned how to speak English a couple of minutes ago. He's nice. We like him. He's into cars from a very specific year. Very specific year. And the key word here is that he even tells us that he's quite a conservative guy.
I'm conservative.
But then we have Josh, who openly admits to having orgies quite frequently at his mom's apartment, which in its essence, do your thing. Right? However, his mom tells us that she often finds residue.
Sometimes there's a residue that, you know,
of his parties in their apartment. I couldn't handle that. The second I sit down and I sit in something, I'm crashing out, and that's just me, right? That might be a me problem. I just couldn't handle that. I wanted milk for my coffee. Now we got creamer on the floor. Now we have an issue. They also kept making it more and more obvious that this show was indeed filmed in the early 2000s, because there is no way you could ever get this off in modern day television.
You a good bitch?
No. What the hell?
Yes, Diana just asked whether or not Jeremy is a good bitch. She just asked him. And then we find out that Josh used to be a go-go boy, which is pretty much a stripper. For some reason, Josh decided to ask whether or not Diana learned anything from her son. I think in a million lifetimes, you could never predict the thing that happens after he asks her this question. He makes Diana dance for him. Diana is throwing it back right now. She's twerking on Jeremy. She's throwing it back for her son's date. That just doesn't sound right. Okay, it doesn't. Something about that doesn't sound right, and I think you know exactly which part. Your mother is throwing it back on your date. That's insane. And after that, they just kind of decide to leave things there, as if nothing just happened.
Well, you've made him out to sound like he's a really fun time.
She didn't just bust down for Jeremy. That's not what happened at all. She didn't. Then Diana tells Josh what just happened on this date, including throwing it back on Jeremy. And this is Josh's reaction.
He wanted to know how you dance. So I kind of danced on him a little bit. I was leaning back, giving him some stuff.
Mom, you know that I don't like it when you throw it back on my dates. You always do this. All right, we're done with them. Our next mom and son duo are Christina and Nick. And one thing you need to know about them is that they are thugs.
I'm gonna kick these mothers' asses for real.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought either. I wouldn't have put my money on that. That's not what I was going for personally. We also do find out that Christina is a nurse, but in her pastime, she is a gangbanger. In fact, not in the same way that Josh is a gangbanger, not the same one. It's also hilarious because right after we meet them, we get an ad break. And because this is a recording on Bridget's YouTube channel, we just kind of included every single one of these ads, and she never edited it out. So we kind of had to watch through like a 5-minute commercial break, which included a Pepto-Bismol ad, and this weird like staticky sound was still in there. They're also very confident in themselves, like as a whole family.
I know this guy's gonna pick us because my mom's the
You heard?
I am still not really sure what's worse. Like it's either the BDSM duo or whatever this is. Vanilla slush puppy and Swedish fish. So Nick tells his mom to act as ghetto as possible.
Be loud, be funny, and talk ghetto.
For shiz. What? Oh, snap. Yeah.
Telling your suburban mom to act as if she's from Compton, California is insane. Mind you, as I said, Nick's mom works at a hospital. She has to clock in at a patient's bed tomorrow at 7 in the morning. Imagine your 51-year-old coworker showing up, knowing what she just did the day before, as if she didn't just act like Flava Flav on live television. So Jeremy finally shows up, and Nick makes sure to ask his mom to not tell Jeremy that he is jobless.
Please don't tell him that I don't have a job. I'll look like such a freaking loser. Tell him that my job is to chauffeur people around.
Because why would you tell the truth, right? Like who wants to ever hear the truth? Ew. Oh, I hate the truth personally. He instead makes his mom tell Jeremy that he is a personal driver who just chauffeurs people around town.
I think that's pimp.
I'm gonna need Nick to stop talking. I've needed Nick to stop talking the entire time I've been watching this show. I still need him to never speak again.
I'm here for a serious relationship and not just a hookup.
For real?
The fact that a room full of TV executives decided to sign off on this and thought it was a good idea says something. I don't know what it says, but it says something. So Jeremy's idea for this date with Nick's mom is to show up and dress up as Bonnie and Clyde. And after they're done with that, he's gonna take her on a picnic in the forest.
Shoot, boy.
I don't even know.
Think it's time for us to take a picture together. Put your arms around me, baby.
Also, saying this out loud to someone's mom should be illegal.
Okay, well.
I like it dirty.
That is wild. And throughout watching this, I figured out that Nick's mom is kind of like a video game character. She has a handful of emotes that she kind of just spams on rotation.
Hands in the air like it just don't care.
And she just keeps dropping them throughout the entire episode.
You heard?
What?
Shoot, I look sexy as hell.
That woman today, right now, is 76 years old.
Are you into sex?
A 20-year-old guy having to have this conversation with a 51-year-old woman has to be illegal. But after this conversation, we find out that Nick is actually a virgin and he doesn't really want to tell anyone. And because he's a virgin, he's not really into guys who are like overly into having sex, which makes a lot of sense. I don't think Jeremy agrees though.
A gay virgin? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they definitely made him study these lines. Sadly though, this date did not include Jeremy getting it thrown back on him by someone's mom. That was not a pattern. It only happened once. And this scene of Nick and his mom debriefing the date is hilarious to me because it looks like the most set up thing in the world, but they try to make it look natural.
Nick.
Mom.
I had such the great time, let me tell you.
What's his name?
You mean to tell me you were so into playing your music that you didn't realize your mom sat down in front of you while MTV is filming? I am very happy and lucky to say though that this family is the one we spend the least amount of time with. Because I don't think we as a community, as a society, could handle any more of them.
Christine was all, what? But her son sounds kind of, what? On to my next mom date.
But then we meet our final duo, which is quite a famous one, considering it's actually his sister who posted this on YouTube. That's Bridget's brother.
I'm Daniel and I'm 18 and I'm one hot piece of ass.
And it's very important to know that Daniel is really into Taekwondo and Dance Dance Revolution. Like that's pretty much all he's about. But he also really loves himself.
Cocky? Damn right I am.
Which is good for him, I guess. I'm proud of him, I think.
This is getting nuts, but I'm ready.
This whole show is nuts, but I want those nuts, so bring them on. And one of the main things that Daniel wants to find out is whether or not Jeremy is circumcised. That's his main priority for this date.
Also ask him if he's uncircumcised too.
And why is that important?
I swear, you could have just asked him this after the episode airs. I don't think that's pressing information we need to know about people. I also really wonder what type of bad experience you've had with foreskin. Like what did some skin ever do to you, right? Like what What happened? Daniel, what happened? There's no need to expose your mom to any of this information, nor us, but mainly your mother has to find this out. And he also really hopes that Jeremy turns out to be very hairy because he loves a hairy man.
Tell him I like hairy guys.
Why on earth do you like hairy guys?
Never heard that before, but I respect it, I guess. If you like it, I love it. And he specifically mentions that he loves running his hands through a hairy chest. That might be the most rational thing we've heard today so far. But this is followed by Jeremy dropping this line.
First son was a slut, second son was a prude. Hopefully this son will fit just right.
Yeah, that first one, he banged way too much. The second one didn't bang enough. Man, I really hope this last one bangs an appropriate amount. And for this day, Jeremy takes Janet out to eat Mongolian food together.
Well, I picked Mongolian because my friends and I eat it every day after school.
Which for some reason makes MTV switch their music soundtrack to this.
And I thought,
it's like a weird Asian fusion mix. I have questions. I think we didn't need that. But he also wants to really immerse himself in the experience, so he makes them both wear traditional Mongolian clothing.
Oh, good.
We didn't need to do that. I will just speak for all Mongolians on planet Earth. You didn't need to do that. You could have just eaten their food. You didn't need to wear their clothing as well. That was unnecessary. I just imagine Jeremy getting together with his friends after work or school every single day now and dressing up in Mongolian attire to eat some food. And Janet starts pitching her son and she drops this little rhyme for him.
He's 6 foot, ooh, eyes of blue, beautiful smile and broad shoulders too.
It was very painful, but for some reason it was still a lot better than Vanilla Slush Puppy, so we will take it. Janet also asks whether or not Jeremy has a happy trail, and instead of answering whether or not he does actually have one, Jeremy decides to just kind of pull up his shirt and show her what he's working with. I'd have to say I had no idea what a happy trail was. I learned something new today. Didn't need to see it, but I did learn about it. I appreciate that.
what size does Daniel wear?
12 and a half.
Yes, he did just ask whether or not her son had big meat, because that was the only way to find out, I guess.
12 and a half. Ooh.
Ooh, why did he look like he was about to take a shit? For some reason though, Jeremy just doesn't stop dropping one-liners. He just kind of spams them throughout the whole episode.
Boys into MySpace? Don't get into MySpace.
What does that even mean? Man, if you're into MySpace, you can't enter MySpace. But okay, he wraps up this date as well. But I have to say that all of the dates are a lot less in-depth than the first date with the first mom. For some reason, they kind of like started shortening every single date. It's like they realized, oh damn, that took way too much time. Let's make sure the next ones are like half the time. Because as I said, he doesn't ever really get it thrown back on him ever since that first date. And I feel like we're missing that in this episode. And when Janet tells Daniel that they just had Mongolian food, he asks whether or not he might be Mongolian.
No, he's not Mongolian. He's hot. He's really hot.
I don't think those are that related. If someone asks me whether I'm vegetarian because I just ate a salad and I tell them that I like vacations in Greece, I don't think that really tells them anything. And then when it's sunset, Jeremy makes sure to take out everyone's mom and their sons together to a ledge with a couple of black fans and breaks the news to them.
I had fun sharing a shake with you in the backseat of that vintage car.
But before he does so, he starts like complimenting everyone one by one. Mind you, it's still all about the moms, still nothing about the sons at all.
Janet, the Mongolian barbecue was great.
But then it's time to rank these men. Finally breaks the news who it's not going to be. And when he does that, he just has everyone pull their sons out of the van and they show up to kind of like face off with Jeremy. I felt like this show was kind of Jeremy practicing his stand-up set with us.
No wonder he ties everyone up. It's to keep him from running away.
Like, that's not actually him. That's his comedy persona. He does know how to speak English, but that's just kind of how he does stand-up. Then he also sadly turns down our buddy Swedish Fish, Nick. He does turn him down.
You suck. Meet my bootylicious son, Nick.
But for some reason, he feels the need to really burn him into the ground when he does so.
Looks like the no sex is not a choice.
Like, sure, he has an original Justin Bieber cut before JB was even born, but you didn't need to do him like that. That was unnecessary. Then he finally decides to go on a date with Daniel, which also immediately tells you why Bridget posted this on YouTube. Because her brother won the show. So she's like, I mean, our family did win, so I might as well post this on my YouTube channel. Which is also hilarious because she posted this about 6 years ago, which was 17 years after this aired on TV. But he can't choose Daniel yet. You can't choose him just yet.
Bite me!
Because they still really need a scene of the other moms and sons cussing him out on this ledge, all just for not choosing them. And then the show just kind of ends with them making out on this ledge. I hope this was consensual. I hope that Daniel kind of signed on to make out on TV. Maybe he wanted to wait. I'm not sure. That would have been up to him. Thanks for watching. Make sure to send over your mom's details so we can run our own rendition of the show, like a 2026 rerun of Date My Mom. We're gonna work on that. So please let me know your mom's number and leave it in the comments down below.